A very special guest, and I did allude to her during the introduction. We've had, we've had Tina on the show, we've had Frank, and of course, Frank Jr., we've had Frank Sr., that wonderful interview that you did with him, and now we've got another member of the Sinatra family. Why don't you introduce us to her?
Oh, well, she's a gem. She gave us all life, and she continues to do just that. She's still giving us life. She's the most remarkable woman I've ever known in my whole life. I want you to meet my mom.
Well, I don't know, but the hair on the back of my neck is standing up. Now, tell me a little bit about this. When Nancy starts to introduce you, she starts to well up. You start to well up. What is this unique thing about the Sinatras?
I think we love each other.
You certainly do.
It's as simple as that.
Now, before we go any further, I want to run a moment from this wonderful interview that Nancy did with Frank Sr. And I think you had asked him about the kids, well, the now grown children, about yourselves, and this is what he had to say.
I have been at times very lax in my duties as a father in the early days, because I was on the road all the time and away most of the time, and then right on top of that kind of lifestyle came the divorce from your mother, so that wasn't very good as being a father. But on the other hand, I always loved you three kids, and constantly, 24 hours a day. Worried about you all the time, thought about you. Wanted to do more things for you, but your mother would stop me every once in a while. She'd say, "You're bored enough now, let's not do any more,
don't
because you're
spoil
going to spoil them," and all that kind of jazz.
That's very true. He would overindulge. I think because he was gone so much, and he tried to counteract that by giving. But it was tough raising three children of a celebrity.
You really had the responsibility.
Yeah.
So how do you keep them out of the fishbowl, and how do you keep them with a sense of equilibrium?
That wasn't easy either, but somehow we managed. I being low profile helped, I think.
Well, you didn't really keep us out of the fishbowl. We didn't have any choice in that.
Well,
no, but I rationed their activities. I rationed what they were allowed to get.
She was tough, dear.
I was tough.
You were grounded every other week.
Tough.
Grounded you every other week?
Oh, I would ground them. And if it ever got too tough, I'd then call on Dad. I'd say, "You got to take over," But I felt that they needed discipline and being watched, particularly more so because of who they were.
But whether or not you were in the fishbowl, as you so often
we all were.
But the point is that all three, Frank Jr., Tina, and Nancy, have all, they're level. Do you know what I mean? There's not that kind of craziness.
Meet the leveler.
Well,
Yeah,
I think I was
that's
a little
remarkable.
bit of the levelizer because we had to keep our feet on the ground because, you could take off and Lord knows what could happen.
Yeah. What was the biggest challenge for you as far as the children?
Well,
Not becoming
the
over...
biggest hurt was when my son was kidnapped.
Yes.
But the challenges of raising them, it's no different than any other family. It's trying to teach them the good from bad, not all black and white. There are grays at times,
Did you ever give them...
you have a child.
Oh, yeah.
And
Did you ever give them advice, Nancy, about the people that would befriend them? Because the Sinatras have always been a very well-known name, and Frank has always been, well, after From Here to Eternity and a couple of albums, extremely, powerful. And you never know how people are coming at you and for what reason. Was that ever an issue with the kids?
Well, not really, because they were aware. I made them aware that Father was a phenomena, that unlike other celebrities, he was more so. And in teaching them to take care of themselves first, watch out for the people around them. Now with my granddaughters, you should see me, I'm even worse.
The day that Nancy did the interview, you were there. I think you brought the children back.
I picked the children up from school.
And you came back, and you and Frank embraced.
Of course.
I am
very close.
I am always impressed with this very unique relationship that you have kept with Frank.
We had a lot of years together, and we've had children together. So consequently, you don't forget those things.
Yeah, I wish a lot of people felt the same way that you did, and Frank does.
Yeah,
it's
well,
hard
we're
for
very
some.
fortunate that we have a good relationship. And I've worked at it, actually, with the children to keep it. I mean, everything needs to be nurtured, even a separation where there are
Now,
children.
that's an interesting thought. You have remained, as you say, very private.
Yes.
You have not remarried. What does Nancy Sinatra do
Well,
to
Nancy
interest her?
Sinatra has an interesting life. She has lovely children. She has lovely grandchildren. She goes to the theater a great deal. I've given up a lot of the charitable work I did because I had some health problems, and now I'm living a nice leisurely life.
You look wonderful.
I go to the theater very often, even the little theaters in Santa Monica, anywhere.
The Dodger game.
And the Dodger
And the
game.
Dodger game.
Always the Dodgers, and we
Okay.
go on the picnics that way.
Well,
It's really a nice life.
we're so glad you joined us today.
I'm glad to be
And thanks
here.
for asking your mom to come along.
It's a
That's
pleasure.
great. Nancy Sinatra Sr. and, I don't know, you don't say Junior.
We
Just
say
Nancy.
Nancy Sinatra Senior and Junior.
And Junior,
we
you
still do.
Okay. Thanks for being with us, Nancy.
Glad to be here.
Thank you.
Love